Hey guys, so this is another top 5 video. This time it's for purple. Purple has been one of the most overwhelming, most powerful, most broken colors in the entire game. So maybe or maybe not you will be having problems choosing who to focus on, but don't worry, I'll be helping you out with that today. So first of all, remember that these top 5 videos are my opinion and my opinion only, so the bar ends with me in this situation. So first of all, let's talk about free-to-play. Remember, we're focusing recently at extra free-to-play. So in this situation, I'm gonna add an honorable mention, which is Zanya. Zanya has been an amazing hero. Ever since the game was released, she has been an amazing hero. She targets the enemy, she sucks the mana, and keeps sucking the mana for additional 2 turns. So that's freaking amazing. Recently she has been used less and less because of the dreaded Antia with her +3 weapon and other heroes that has been released, but still, Zanya is still a very good hero, especially if we're playing free-to-play, especially if we're playing lower level wars and summits and things like that with a weaker hero. She's an incredibly powerful force to reckon with in that situation. And still, there's some bosses that you can still use her that actually suck the mana in a few turns. They're still gonna have those extra 2 turns to actually do extra damage there. So she's incredibly valuable in that situation as well. So highly recommended to upgrade Zanya for sure. Now the next hero we're going to talk about, which is number 5, is Sirona. Sirona is an amazing hero all around. She has the ability to actually create stones. She's the second hero that actually creates stones besides Elmis in the game, the other for purple. And she does that extra skill damage and things like that. But the main thing is create those extra stones there. That will actually help you have better tempo in doing connections and actually do a bunch of more things. So, and usually people are able to actually use 2 teams, like one team with Elmis, one team with Sirona, and it does work. So she's an amazing hero to upgrade. Incredible hero to upgrade for sure. So if you have her, you have to upgrade her as soon as possible. Now for number 4 is the incredibly underestimated hero that a bunch of people have her and don't want to use her, and yeah, no, you have to use Morella. Morella is an absolutely amazing, absolutely broken hero, even at +0. Why? Because when she goes off, this little damage taken thing, this stacks 3 times. So if you go out 3 times in a row and you stack it, your enemy is going to receive 60% more damage still. Not even Mildred is able to survive this much damage taken if you do it correctly. So in every single part of the game, in PvP, in PvE, especially for bosses, this is absolutely broken. This hero, even at +0, I've used her +0 for a very long time in the past, and she is absolutely, yeah, she's the difference between you doing a lot of damage and you not doing a lot of damage versus bosses. She is just that important in this situation. So highly recommended to upgrade her, and don't be afraid to use her at +0. Just slap her a shield weapon, you'll be more than fine. Now for number 3, we're going to talk about this hero, which has absolutely breaking out as one of the best purple heroes in the game, and that is Sammy. After so much time, I never imagined that I would actually say Sammy is one of the best heroes in the game, but yeah, he does. On defense, he's just so freaking good that it's not even funny, especially in F4 and War. He is an absolute monster there, and in different situations, in Summit, and in different areas, in War and things like that on defense, he's absolutely crazy. Because you see all these counters and all that, it's not really amazing, but with his weapon awakened, he's an absolute monster, especially if you pair him with other heroes that are so difficult to kill. that's gonna make him so much better. He's gonna do so much more damage. It's not even funny. Yeah, if you have Sammy and you're able to awaken his, well, you will be able to awaken his weapon, because you can actually get the match for free in that situation. I highly recommend you to do that and put him on your defense, and it's gonna be pretty crazy, guys. If you haven't seen my Sammy video, you gotta see it as well. Very, very powerful hero on defense. Incredible stuff, guys. Now, for number 2 is the absolute monster abomination of a hero, which I still can't believe it's a 4-star hero, is Mary. Mary is absolutely insane, absolutely crazy. She is, yeah. Ever since she was released in the game, this little amount of text will change your life playing purple. Because she goes off, and then after that, for 3 turns, you pretty much dish out all the damage on her. And that will accumulate until in the end, everybody dies. Everybody explodes. Everybody, yeah, it's absolutely crazy, absolutely disgusting. So in low level fights in war and things like that, you are able to put on defense, but on the most left side of the team, so that's going to accumulate damage when actually done there. However, she really shines on the attack in PvP for sure, and attack on PvE. The amount of damage she dishes out is it's absolutely disgusting. She does so much more damage than pretty much most 5-star heroes in the game. So yeah, she's an absolute broken hero. If you have to upgrade her, you have to have her. Don't be afraid to use her. Just make sure to put her shield weapon so she survives, because she is pretty squishy. But the amount of damage she does, it's absolutely insane, guys. Absolutely insane. Now, the number 1 hero I recommend you to have for free to play is without a doubt Elmis. Elmis is pretty much the glue that connects every single purple hero in this game, like on the attack, on defense, anywhere. Because he pretty much dispels, and when he dispels, every single buff that he dispels creates a purple stone. So it could be in the situation when your board is actually full of purple stones to actually go on and keep playing the game as plain purple. So if you need a hero that actually creates stones, it's Elmis. Even if he's +0, it's Elmis. Always it's Elmis. And yeah, dispelling and giving all that mana for you to actually work with your entire team is absolutely required. So Elmis is one of the must-have heroes in the game. If you don't have Elmis, yeah, you're in big trouble. Doesn't matter what you're doing on defense, on the attack, free to play, anywhere in the game. It's, yeah, even at +0, you have to have Elmis. Yeah. If I repeat it so many times, it's because it's just that important, guys. You have to have Elmis. Now, let's jump into cheap to play. Remember, cheap to play is that you do put some money in the game and you're able to summon a little bit more. You have more probabilities to get heroes. So we're definitely going to talk about that. So honorable mention is, believe it or not, is Idritha. The thing is that Idritha is one of the most broken, well, you could say that she's the most broken hero on purple in the entire game, in many situations. However, she has a big problem. At +0, I've spoken to so many free-to-play, cheap-to-play players, and all of them pretty much leave her on. Yeah, they don't use her at +0 because they don't see. She's slow. She doesn't do much damage. But that is because at +0, she's missing out on so many things. She's missing out on mana at +1, and so she's gonna go off so much slower. And she's missing out on even more mana on +3. At +3, she's absolutely a broken hero. You will be using her every single part of the game, everywhere. No questions asked at +3 in that situation, because at this point she becomes a mana machine. and she goes off so many times. But at +0, sadly, a lot of players decide to not actually use her. So if you have Adretha, you have to do the events as cheap to play and get her souls to get her to +3 as soon as possible. Once she's at +3, she will change your game. But sadly at +0, she's not there. A lot of people decide not to even use her in that situation. So, number 5, I chose Belnos. Belnos is, ever since she was released, she has been an absolute broken hero, an absolute hero that has been a menace for everyone in the situation. However, at +0, you can use her on the attack. I don't recommend you to actually use her on defense so much because she'll die so easily in the situation. However, at +0, she's able to actually help you out on the attack for sure. She'll be able to make the enemy sleep. She'll be able to do so many things that you can actually help you. Making some heroes sleep for 3 turns is invaluable. That's the difference between winning and losing fights for sure. So you definitely need to try to get Belnos as soon as possible for sure. She's an incredible hero. And definitely upgrade her as high as possible as you can. Now for number 4, this hero has been ignored for a lot of people, even at summons, and that is a huge mistake. She is the only cleanser and healer for purple in the entire game, and she is another one of those heroes that actually glues things together, and that is Valerie. Valerie is an absolute broken hero, simply because you need cleansing when you play purple for sure. Especially if you're playing against other elements and things like that. But the main thing that she actually does is the damage share. Damage share with purple damage share in general is an incredible mechanic in the game. It is able to help you beat so many enemies, so many different situations. And to be able to use counterattack heroes, you have to have damage share. And Valerie is by far one of the best damage share heroes in the game. And if you're using Artemis, for example, you need to have Valerie. If you don't have Valerie and you're using Artemis, you're going to suffer and have a lot of problems because she's not going to do as much damage. And Valerie makes it all happen for sure. So highly recommended to get Valerie. Highly recommended to upgrade her as much as possible. At +5, she's actually able to have her damage share right off the bat. And that is absolutely priceless, guys. Priceless. Now, for number 3, I actually chose again Mary. It's Mary just does so much damage. She is such a powerful hero, to actually on bosses, on PvP, everywhere, and she does. She's a broken hero for sure. Many people say that she's number 1 because there's so much damage and so much problem that she causes for the enemy, She is an incredible hero. Another thing is that when she accumulates the damage and a hero comes in and cleanses this debuff, the damage is done first, and if the damage is enough, the hero will die and will not heal in that situation. So that's pretty powerful stuff, pretty cool stuff that you see from Mary as well. So highly recommend to upgrade this hero. It's no questions asked. Even if you're whale, free to play, cheap to play, she is an amazing hero all around. You have to have her on your roster, on your choices that you're playing around with for sure. Now for number 2, this hero, this hero has actually the top 1 and top 2 I've been debating a lot for a long time, but I decided to have Alpha as the number 2 hero. Alpha is an incredible hero straight off the bat. Just by breaking shields with purple is invaluable. So usually the way that I use Alpha is I activate almost everyone, then I activate Alpha on last. In that situation, break the shields, and then I activate Adretha to bring the damage directly without shields. Because remember that shields cuts damage by 50%, so you have to break shields. If you don't break shields, you're gonna have a lot of problem for sure in that situation. So you really need to break shields, and the ability to silence It's an amazing ability. It would actually help you stop so many enemies that has been causing you so many problems, like Mildred, like Agony. You really need to silence Agony to make sure that his debuff goes and his damage share run out in time and things like that. So there's so many heroes that actually die and are completely useless because of Alpha Silence. It's absolutely amazing. And this hero is a fast hero, so just to put even more problems on top of that, she'll go off even faster. So she's an amazing hero. Highly recommend to get this hero for sure and upgrade her as soon as possible, even at +0, guys. Now, for the number 1 spot, I've been debating this for a very long time, but I decided that it's definitely Artemis. Artemis is an absolute monster, even at +0. You can use her on defense, because mono purple on defense is a thing, and on the attack, she is an absolute amazing hero. For sure. However, the main reason you're going to use her is as your shield breaker. As your shield breaker, you can actually replace, if necessary, Alpha on the attack and put her on your team. And if you have Valerie, yeah, you'll be waiting for the freeze to run out if you don't have the artifact hammer. And during that time that you're waiting, the enemies will start hitting you, and you'll see that slowly each and every one of them that start hitting you start dying on their own without doing anything, just because of her counterattack ability. So that is absolutely amazing. She brings the realm, shield counter, pseudo counter, bell nose. Yeah, she's an amazing hero. Just make sure to bring Valerie with her, and she'll be doing so much work for you, so much work. But the same way, use her the way that I use Alpha, that I activate her last, and I break the shields, and I use Adretha to bring in the damage. So very important, super powerful hero. Yeah, she is my number 1 hero to upgrade at +0 for sure. She is just that powerful, guys. Now, for heroes that I recommend to +1, Purple has a lot of them. The first one I recommend to +1 is Alpha. Her +1 is usually the +5 of some heroes. This ability to be immune to debuffs will enable you to be able to use her on defense for sure. Just make sure to give her a shield weapon, because yeah, being immune to debuff is the real thing. When you actually have it, and especially if you're playing in other parts of the game like bosses and things like that, you will notice the difference. You will survive a lot more with this. And so if you bring her versus bosses that have shields, this is going to be super important for her to survive for sure. So highly recommend to get her +1. Now, the next hero I highly recommend to +1 is Mildred. I didn't mention Mildred in any of the top 5s because at +0 she is just so freaking weak, guys. It's not even funny. However, once you get her at +1, she changes completely. Once you get this ability of the taunt right off the bat for 4 freaking turns, that changes her completely. She is able to protect her heroes. She's able to redirect damage from enemies right off the bat, starting the fight. Not even with her not actually. Even without her not even going off in anything situation. So that is super powerful, and this enables her to use actually the bow, the energy bow, when you're actually using her on defense, on the attack, or anything like that. So highly recommended to get her +1. Without her +1, she is not a hero that I recommend to use. So that is just that important to get her to +1, guys. So yeah, for Mildred, definitely get her to +1, guys. Now, the next one I highly recommend to get +1 is Loki. Loki hasn't been used very much. However, his +1 enables him to do so many things on defense and on the attack. Once you get him to +1, you can also give him the bow and give him an energy weapon in that situation. Because in this way, you can actually put him on defense for him to actually use the bow. And in F4 in War, he's a monster, even at +1. So yeah, highly recommend to get up to +1 for sure. This ability is exactly the same one as the +5 awakening, guys. So yeah, I highly recommend to get this one for sure, guys. Very, very powerful stuff for sure. Now, the next one I recommend to +1 is Valerie. Valerie is, as I explained, she's an amazing hero. However, when you're using her in your purple team and you don't have her at +1, you will notice that she will always get behind, always get behind, always get behind. She's always going to be like the one hero that's going to miss out on mana, and she needs this +1 on your purple team to be able to keep the tempo and be able to actually go off as much as possible. So I highly recommend her to get for you guys to get her +1 for sure. Very important stuff, guys. So, and the last hero I recommend to +1 is, of course, Artemis. Artemis definitely, when she actually gets her +1, she'll get her realm right off the bat, as usual, like many of these heroes. However, the main thing is that after this, you're able to do counters with heroes that are not purple. So at this point, you're able to put her on any defense team with any color, as long as there's not too many shields. Remember that Artemis's weakness as well as Colette's, if you have too many shields and the damage doesn't go through to the life of the enemy, that's not gonna do the counter. So you have to make sure to not have too many shields on your teams for her to actually do the counters and do all those things in this situation. And in this situation, you're able to do that with any color on your defense team. So highly recommend to get her to +1 for sure. Alright guys, so that's pretty much the end of the video. I do plan to do more of these videos, but next time I'm going to focus on different colors and different heroes that are maxed out on +5 and all about bells and whistles and things like that. So please look forward to that. And if you think that I made a mistake, if you have any questions, please leave it in the comments and we'll talk about it. Alright, thank you very much for watching, guys. Have a great day. Bye-bye.